Welcome to the New Testament Writings in Context course here at Lagrange College. This is your instructor, Dr. Larry Asplund, greeting you from St. Augustine, Florida. I wanted to come by here at the end of the second week of Lesson 5 and introduce you in general to Lesson 6. You know, there are only 7 lessons in this class, and the semester is going by. What a weird semester it has been. I'm so very, very proud of all of you. You've made tremendous adjustments. I've received messages from you and greatly understand the challenges that you faced, and you have faced them like champions. And so I so much appreciate you and appreciate the good work that you are doing and have been doing in our class. And I've enjoyed participating with you. The Lesson 6 theme is moving on to other canonical witnesses. That simply means, for the most part, epistles other than those attributed to Paul. So that leaves still a fairly good number of very important writings for us to dive into and to consider in Lesson 6. So the Lesson 6 learning objectives are, number 1, to acquire an understanding of the role of the general epistles in the New Testament canon and in Christian faith. So general epistles is another way of saying those letters other than the ones attributed to Paul. The second objective is to creatively consider the controversies surrounding Hebrews and James and the various ways to reconcile those controversies. So, you know, a lot of these general epistles are frankly a little more Jewish, if I may put it that way. Paul, you know, is the apostle to the Gentiles, and he's very much building bridges, etc., to other cultures. But these are in most cases written by Jewish authors to a Jewish audience. And so as a result, it has occasionally been a little bit controversial, but still they're part of our New Testament writings and very important to us. The third objective is to communicate clearly and effectively concerning the message of the general epistles and the contributions those messages might make to Christian faith and life, still to be able to appreciate their importance and relevance to us today. So let's look at the assignment schedule then. The Lesson 6 assignment schedule, week 1, involves, of course, readings in our textbook. So you will be assigned to read chapters 20, 21, and 23 in the text by Johnson. Remember, as always, that there is a report of your reading link for you to submit your report. And then, of course, there will be our reflection essay in Lesson 6. And here is the topic of the essay: the general epistles add important ideas about the Christian community. So think about the possibility of the book of Hebrews being addressed to Jewish believers in Jesus as the Messiah, who were discouraged and considering going back to Orthodox Judaism, particularly, I may add, in the face of severe persecution there in Israel. So how will the letter to the Hebrews strengthen their commitment to Christian faith and to Jesus Christ? So I think that's a kind of a good way to frame in our reading and our consideration of the letter to the Hebrews. The Lesson 6 assignment schedule for week 2 involves us reading books in the New Testament. So you will be assigned to read the books of Hebrews, James, and 1 Peter in the New Testament. Once again, remember to report your reading. And then we'll have another great discussion forum. The discussion topic this coming in week 2 will be this: the letter written by James may be one of the most controversial writings in the New Testament. So how does James present the role of works in Christian faith? And why might that still be relevant today? You know, Martin Luther and others like him just kind of rejected James, not that it should be in the New Testament. Martin Luther referred to James as one strawy epistle. And certainly, you know, ads is kind of like the wisdom literature of the New Testament. So to be able to take some time to dive into that small book, I think will be very valuable for us. Let's anticipate then the end, because, you know, our semester is wrapping up very, very quickly. In Lesson 7, it will all be about the Johannine traditions. That's the Gospel of John, the Epistles of John, and, of course, the book of Revelation, which I find students oftentimes say they're dreading reading it, and then after having read it, we're very impressed with their reflection in what they learned. Also in Lesson 7, there will be the faith reflection paper assignment. It will be your reflection essay assignment for Lesson 7, and it's important for all of us who teach in the philosophy and religion program to have a sense of how you feel, what you are learning in the program is contributing to your own faith development. And so that will be the essay assignment for Lesson 7. And then there will be a final exam, identical, of course, to the midterm, except with a different set of questions. And then the research paper, I've done a fair amount of work to adjust it a bit, as reflected in the updated syllabus, but still a very, very important assignment, one that hopefully you're working on now, and if not, you'll start to jump in. It will be due, of course, at the end of the end of the class. And so once again, I'm available to you if you want to maybe send me a note indicating a possible topic for your paper with asking for feedback. I'm happy to do so. In some cases, if you want to send me a rough draft of what you've done so far, asking for feedback, I'm happy to do so. It should be a learning experience. It should be an opportunity for you to take a piece of the New Testament writings and dig a little deeper than we were able to do in our class. So the message of the general epistles is so very, very important. We see so many important insights, not only that were relevant there in the first century, but still are relevant to us. And so I know you'll gain tremendous value from reading about them and reading them. And so once again, I'm here for you, enjoying, experiencing this learning opportunity with you. I'm here to provide you as much support and service as I can. Never hesitate to let me know how I can serve you. I'm always available to you, and you are in my prayers every day. So God bless you, everyone. Just have a great week.